everybody, so I am back with the video today, and this one's going to be a homeschool update, just basically what we are planning to do for spring into the end of the year. I cannot believe how fast the year has gone so far. I cannot believe that as I'm recording this video, it is actually Easter, I think the 31st, and tomorrow will be April. Like, my mind is so not able to grasp that because we're already in the 4th month of this year, and it just seems like it was just New Year's literally like last week. So I am excited to be here where we're at, but at the same time I'm just like, slow down. Like, it's going so fast. It's going to be summer, and then it's going to be time for us to prepare for the next school year. Anyhow, let me just jump into this and show you guys what we are doing right now. So I'm gonna do our stuff like in order. When we first start school, we don't start school until like 10 o'clock, and then we just work through until we're done with whatever we're doing. So when the girls first come in, we read this book. We're on volume 2. We read the first one and I loved it. So anyone who's like witchy, or if you like sci-fi kind of stuff, I think you guys will really enjoy this series. I really enjoyed it. It was kind of like a mystery, and there's like, you know, little twists and turns, not something super crazy, but the first one was really good. The second one is coming really good, and I even kind of like contemplated, because we're on spring break, to be like, should I just read during spring break, because I really love this book. And we're going to, right now I've been reading 2 chapters, so I think I might just keep up with reading 2 chapters so that we can finish it and possibly like squeeze in another book or so before the school year's over. Typically I just do 1 chapter a day, but if I don't like rush it, because this sheet thick, this at the look, if I don't rush it, we'll just be like to the end of the year, and I'm already on chapter 21, page 156 in the book. And I like it. My girls like it. We've been enjoying it. The 3rd one is coming out this fall, and I can't wait to get that one as well. Super excited for that. So that's the first thing that we do. Once we finish reading, then we turn it over to math. Math is like one of our, like, the hardest subject that we have. So I let them read so that they can just get like, you know, their self together. They can draw while I'm reading, and they just kind of get their self together to like, okay, it's time for school. I'm getting myself together, blah, blah, blah. And then we go into math, because it's usually like one of the harder subjects, one of the things that it takes kind of longer to get through. Although this system has made it so easy for us this year, math has not been nearly as challenging as we've had it in previous years. Like, it's usually like one of my girls gets it, one of them doesn't, type of thing, and then it's like frustration. And there are days that there's frustration, don't get me wrong, because of course they're learning so much and all these things, especially with this system, because it's more like accelerated and there's no fluff. It's just like, let's get through it. But it's nice because since there's no fluff, you can take your time. Like, if your kids don't understand something, then you can spend an extra day or 2 on it. They give you a website where you can put in an access code that they give you in the book when you order it, and you can print out more forms so that if you have to go over it and over it with your kids, then you can do that. But so far so good. I like this system. I'm so mad at myself. We're on to volume 3. For some reason, because this says 4th edition, I wasn't paying attention to the numbers, and then volume 4 says 3rd edition, so I was thinking that was the 3rd book. I started my kids in that book, so we probably did like a week of that book, but I'm gonna have to tell them like, no, we're on this one, and we'll just start this. And I think it's about 30 lessons, so we do a lesson per day, and then there's like 3 tests in there, and they'll do all that good stuff, and that should carry us out until basically the end of the school year. And if we finish a little bit early, which I guess that would just carry us into like the middle of May, because that's about 20 days. And then, yeah, so sometime in May. And then we'll switch over to our real life math system. And we do have volume 4, so we'll start that next year. But this is 7th and 8th grade. This is a 7th and 8th grade book, which my girls are 6th and 7th. So this will work out just fine. And so far, I do love this system. Again, you can do it as quickly or as slowly as you need your student to do it. I personally just make sure that they've touched stuff. Some stuff I don't care if they get or not, because I'm like, we don't really use it in everyday type thing, but stuff that they need for everyday, like I'm making sure that they're getting that. But they are doing really good, and for the most part, they're getting everything. Sometimes they get confused on some of the steps and like remembering it by themselves, but for the most part, everything else is going great. So that's their math. And then after they do math, I have them journal. And this one, I guess, is a pretty thick journal. They've basically been working on it for the school year. And they do about a page a day. And it just has them do like different activities. I don't read it or anything. I just allow them to do it. It's pretty quick, just something so that they can have like a brain break and also get in tune with themselves. So this is the one that they're working on currently until they're done. After that, then we get into language. So for language, I feel like I'm missing a book or something for their language, because I swear we have like another book, but I don't see it. I can't even, oh my gosh, I'm like so out of the loop right now. Oh no, okay. So for language, they do this grammar book. This one is really simple, straight to the point. They just do a page a day. This one says 5+. And so I just wanted to take them back to like basics, and it kind of just teaches you how to do like simple, easy sentences and corrections and stuff. And right now they're like more so working on paragraphs. We're towards the end of the book. And then we also have the second volume. So once they finish this, then we'll switch over to that second volume. And it's just a basic grammar book, easy sentences. I love it for them because it is by Kamali Academy, and it is like an African-based school system. So then they use like African-based names and themes and things like that. And I really like that, because then you have your representation, and for the world, representation matters. Like, I don't know, people can say it doesn't, but it does. It makes you feel good. It makes you feel prideful to, you know, hear things and learn things about your own like culture and people and stuff like that. So this is really nice, and I really love that they made this. We're also doing this spelling practice workbook, which I just got them into it. We're on page 43. And it's a thing for like 4 days a week. I think you can have them do like a spelling test, but I don't really have them do a spelling test. I just have them basically work on it. So each week, excuse me, they give you like definitions and then examples of those. So we'll go over that on day 1, so Monday, and then we do this skill set on Monday as well. And then Tuesday, they're able to do it by themselves, and they're just practicing the words and stuff. And then they have a word search. I give them time to work on it themselves. Once they're done, or once it's been a little bit of time, I'll try and help them if they haven't gotten it, but they're really getting into it, and they're like, Mom, chill out, like just give us more time. So that's been nice. And then they have this page for Thursday, and they write sentences using the words. And then that will be it for the week. And Friday we would have like a little break on that. So that would be their language. And then I also, so then after language, I add this in here, even though it's not language, it's more like history. But this is like a history book. I think I got off Amazon, and it's with the Kamali Academy as well. But basically it gives you 50 Africans you must know, Africans, African Americans you must know, and it's really, really fun. My girls really like it. We just got into the second volume, so we finished out the first one, and that one was just simple. Bubble in your questions. It just went over like a paragraph like this, and then everything was ABC order. Well, this one has where you have to kind of fill in the blanks on some, which is cool, because I noticed that with them doing this, I think that helped them on their like school tests that they have to do every year. They did score really well on it, and this just kind of taught them how to like read through and dissect the paragraph and then find the answer. And I think this will help even more because now we're filling in the blank, and that's like another skill or whatnot that they need. And they like it, even though they complain. They do like doing these. And so I was kind of just reading it and then going over the questions with them, but now they're like, give us a minute to like do it, because they want to find it themselves. They don't want the other person to give them the answer. So I give them a few minutes to work on it themselves, and then we go over it together to make sure that they got the right answer. But they really like combing through and finding the answer themselves. So that was that. And then after that, we do our science, and I have their little science book that I made for them. So they would just grab their book, and it's a hot mess in here. Excuse me, like I'm trying to get over the sickness. But they would just grab their book. The one that we're going to be currently working on are herbs. So they're gonna come in here to their herb part, and we will just be going over daily, probably like an herb a day. I'm not too much into like overloading them, but so they'll have their herb. They'll have to try and figure it out. Once they figure it out, I got them this book, book outlet. I love this one. It has so many herbs, and it's written by Juliet Diaz. And I don't know, I fell in love with it when I was researching and trying to see. And she had some of the like hoodoo herbs, which sometimes the other books don't have. So I really love that. But anyhow, so they can just, you know, look it up in here. This is like a witch herbalism book. That first one was cinnamon. So they can try and identify that. And then if they need help, I will tell them. And then they can come and look it up in their book. And like in the book, here it goes right here at the bottom. They'll see cinnamon, and then they'll just answer the questions. And if they need any more help, of course, they can Google that. Okay, so there's that. After science, we do history. And for history, I'm going to get them, for right now, we have to finish out reading these little books that we have not read. So I have these two with this series, and then we have a couple of just easy reader, like Black history stuff, because we do a lot of Black history. And then I skipped some stuff. So we're also still, I'm gonna go back to science. We're also still going to be working on our astrology stuff in science, and I've showed this deck. Really, really love it. Highly recommend it. They're learning so much from the deck. So far, we're just using it like flashcards. Some weeks we have smaller weeks, so I don't let them move forward. I just add 2 a week, and they're about almost halfway through. So it's just working out. We should be done by the end of the year. We're just taking it nice and slow. Learning that. They work on it Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, they study every card in there. And then on Thursday, I give them a quiz, and they need to tell me at least one thing off of each card. And they can't say the same thing. And then I also bought this book for all of us, whatever your sign is. So we'll also be reading this together with all of our signs and just kind of learning a little bit more. There's stuff in here that is just universal, but then there's also stuff specific to your sign. So then we'll read that as well. And then, like I said, with history, we'll go over those books. And then on Mondays, I have them read tarot. So they do their tarot cards. They have a tarot journal. And then this is the book. They have the book that came with their deck, but if that doesn't give them enough information, then they use this book, and I like it. It's really simple and straightforward and age appropriate for them. It has nice little like pictures and stuff like that in there for them. Some things that we will be adding on, excuse me, is with our science, we will also be doing more astrology. So I found this journal, I think it's on bookoutlet.com, and also this Modern Witch Astrology. So this we will not be getting through this year, and we will also have to work on it through the summer because I want to work on it as we're in that zodiac. So this one starts, we're gonna have to read, of course, the back information. So this month will probably be like the longest with this book, and then we will read each zodiac. So of course it's gonna start with Aries, and then it just has like little journal prompts. So through Aries season, and it's not a lot, like you'll read about Aries, and then just maybe like a page a day until we finish during Aries season. And then once it switches over to Taurus, we'll do that, so on and so forth. Same thing for this book. We will read whatever back information we need to read until we get up to Aries season this month. And then we'll start reading about, actually, I guess this wouldn't really go that way. It's a little bit different. But we'll read as much as we can, and then also until we get to the season. I guess it is kind of like that, but it's just a lot more reading. We'll have to read a lot. It gives you a lot of front information, and then it gives you spells for the different seasons and stuff like that. So we'll just find our groove with this and just get through it a little at a time. And again, it's not something that I plan to have that done this year. We won't be done until around this time next year when it winds, you know, back to being Aries season, because we have to go Aries through Pisces. So both of those books will be like that. And then I'm also wanting to add in this life skills book. I think it would be really good for my girls, and it's just really simple. Looks like a KDP book from Amazon. It just tells them different little things and that they'll need for, like it says, their life skills. So we'll work on that. A page a day shouldn't be too much for them to do. And then the last thing that we'll also be working on, and I'm gonna have to rearrange our schedule because I don't know how like it's gonna go. I keep looking over there because our schedule's written on the board, but I have to add these things in and make our day just a little bit longer, but they should like it. They love astrology, so that won't bother them. And then we're going to be reading this wonderful book. I got one for each of the girls, and coupled with it is also a deck that goes with it. The deck does come with its own little book, but this one just kind of gives you more information. And this is actually an African goddess initiation, and you like go through the whole little series, which again, I do not plan on having it done this year. We're taking our time, we're having fun with it. It will bleed into next year, and that's totally fine. But you just go through it, and as we're going through it, my deck is not in order. Theirs, they haven't opened or anything yet, but I will read them the beginning, and then they have like a declaration, introduction, which I already started reading the book, but I'm gonna have to, of course, read it again to do it with them. And then it just begins the story of these goddesses, and the first one is Nana Buluku. I don't know how to pronounce it, but so that would be her. And then it's just a few pages telling you about her, and then you kind of go through your initiation, and you go all the way to the end of the book until you are officially initiated. And these cards are like so beautiful. This is a different because I actually use my cards, but this is a different one. But look at how gorgeous those cards are. They're so vibrant, and I just love them. So that's what we have planned for our school year, for our pagan witchy school year. We did plant some herbs during Ostara, so that's been fun, like seeing the progress of them every day. And then I want to maybe plant some more stuff, and I plan to like have them try the different herbs and stuff that we'll be learning about, and then also making a spell. And I know I've shown it in this book, but at the end of it, okay, so I have like two of these pages. I have this one, and then I have this one, and they'll be able to make an oil using the different ingredients and stuff that we learn about. So they'll have to come up with a spell. So that's kind of like a sciencey project. And then once we do that, which I think that's probably about a 2-week span, we could maybe make it longer, 2-3 weeks, something like that. And then we'll learn about bees. And I plan on visiting a bee farm. So super excited. This video is super long, but I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you have any questions about where I got anything, or just wanted to know more about especially like the pagan side of things, because I don't see too many like people making videos on the pagan side, the witchy side, hoodoo, whatever, like anybody from any walk can use these. Or even if you're just a normal, I don't know, that's probably not the best word, normal citizen, whatever. But if you have any questions, comments, about anything that's on here, just drop those down below and I'll be sure to get back to you into the next video. Bye.